Da-da-da-da-da. Are you staying or are you going? What are you doing, sweetie? Oh, I know. You are such a good girl. You are a good cat. Gandalf. I'm sorry that I didn't know that you were a girl. I thought you were a boy. But you're the rarest of the rare. You're the most amazing cat ever. Running away from the live when everyone is here to watch you. Are you going to nap? Okay. And there's Trevor. Here comes Trevor. So a little bit of a different angle, guys, because you can see I had to move our sweet girl. I had to move our sweet girl onto my desk because she rolled over and fell out of the little chair. This little chair is supposed to be my, it is actually supposed to be my new cello chair, but I have to do some work to it. So I hope everybody had a great long weekend. I hope you all had a great long weekend. And I am just going to pull up this live over here because we can give away some memberships. And we've got some kittens in the living room getting it on. These guys had they had catnip today. That was a very fun thing. They enjoyed the catnip, but I think, oh, Trevor's on the chair. You guys can't see him, but Trevor's down here resting on the chair. Good boy. You're a good boy. Good boy, dude. Right there. So I got 2 cats, 2 for Tuesday. So everybody, we are good to go. Let's give away some memberships. Let's do 5 of these right now. Bust out 5. Who'd we get? Who'd we get? So Elaine, Nellie New, Sal, and Isabella, and Nicola Girdwood all were gifted memberships. We've got some new mods. We've got Kathy and Amy are new mods. They were in my premiere just a little bit ago. I'm sure if Raven comes downstairs, she's going to bust this up. So we are not going to stay live for long, but let me know. Wait, this is actually not a bad angle. Do you guys hate this angle? I don't know if I hate this angle. I think it's my good side. And if there's a cat on my desk, you guys can see some cute little kitten ears. She's not asleep, but she's purring up a storm. You are such a good girl. She's so sleepy. And you, Mr. Trevor Cat MC, the MC stands for mouse catcher. Mouse catcher. So let me know what you guys. Oh, thank you, Nicola. I got a lot of sun this weekend and I did some red light therapy. So Raven is the name of our dog. And Raven actually got that name because Greg and I were like neck deep in Game of Thrones when we got her. And we'll put a little kitten energy on. Oh, maybe since we have cats, we should do a cat deck. I don't know. Whatever you guys want. I have the kitty cat deck here too. We can bust that out as well. So we were neck deep in Nellie Doe. Congratulations. You are gifted a membership. So you can come to our members only live on Thursday and then go into the general population live. In the members only live, I do readings just for the membership. I've got the kitty deck right here. I've got it. Meow, 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 just for you. I'm telling you, these, I am so glad that we brought these kittens in because I am just in love with them. I mean, I love all cats. I love our cats. Pusheen is so amazing. Lily, our black cat, is still super, super shy, but she loves catnip. So I'm going to try and get her to come when we move the studio into the other room. I'm going to try and get her to come down a little bit more. She likes it quieter. So I think she'll enjoy it. And I'm probably going to put a cat tree. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. I had some violet essential oils I had some violet essential oils that I put on my hands, and she seems to be really keen on it. So if you want to smell like violets, that's good. Outer limits. Yeah. I still don't even know what that wet wipe is. So but Gandalf is a girl. She is a girl. So but Greg and I had an amazing week, and I did a little video this morning. We actually I didn't realize how much time we were spending with everybody else. So this actually worked out really, really well, that we had some work to do around the house. And just do me a favor, guys. I have two requests. Zephyr is not going to be on for a couple of days. She's taking care of some business, and she needs a little bit of love. So let's just drop some love for Zeph. Drop some love. That Zeph is a good egg. Awesome, awesome person. But she's going to take a few days off, which I think is a good thing. We all need a few days off every now and then. And Amy, I want to give Amy some love too. Amy, you're going to get some magic instead. We send you some magic. There you go, a little magic. And Samantha, I haven't seen you in a bit. We haven't had a chit chat, so I'm going to send you some pickles. I love pickles. Have some pickles. Pickles on me. So yeah, all the goodies are here. All the goodies are here. So guys, what do you want me to read on? I just dropped that video on Harry going back to the royal family. I am going to be reaching over and petting my cats every now and then. This is going to turn into a kitty cat tarot channel, I think. You have no idea how beautiful these two cats are. They are so lovely. So, and the blue eyes on this beauty. You are such a beauty. Love my girl so much. Oh, Greg has claimed her. Greg's like, she's my cat. I'm like, really? Like, she has to be your cat? So, all right. We got a few things to read on. So, name your poison, guys. Greta Thunberg. What do we want to read on? Greta is going back to Gaza. She now has a fleet of ships. Look at the state of UK. Nicola, you ask and you shall receive. The state of UK. So y'all saw I got very, very emotional with the wee Bonnie Lass of Dundee. I can't tell if her name is Lola or if her name is Maya Summers, which is pretty wild because I know some Summers from Scotland, but I don't believe that they have people in Dundee. But Scotland's not a terribly large place, so it's possible that they're all related. So I got to make some phone calls later. So let's look at the state of UK. We're looking at the whole of the United Kingdom. And the Raise the Flags movement has been profound. So you want to give those a little bless? I give a little bless with your paw? Can you touch them? No. Sweet illness here. Hey, Zeus says Lola. So I don't know if that's a nickname. Yeah. State of UK. Oh, we got to bring up the card view, guys. Sorry about that. Did not bring up the card. I'm so out of practice. Raise the Flags is kind of an amazing movement that's going on. And I predicted that there was going to be a bit of revolution. So, Two of Swords right in the middle. So Two of Swords right in the middle. We have opposing forces here. We have diametrically opposed positions in the United Kingdom right now. Diametrically opposed. What is going to continue that? We will. Three of Pentacles. It depends on who builds the biggest backing. And by backing, I'm potentially saying army. So I am quite proud of people in the United Kingdom right now. Quite proud of them. Under the surface, 5 of Wands. This is a pressure cooker that they have been ignoring. It's been boiling over. Hi, Avid. Avid, I got a kitty right here, and I got Trevor Colt, MC. Well, on lives, unexpected things happen. Trevor Cat, MC, guys. He couldn't be arsed. I'm sorry, guys. That was hilarious. I did not expect that. That good cat. Hey, Outer Limits. Hey, Outer Limits. Your girl is right here. Your girl is right here. So he takes after his namesake. To make a short out of that. That was hilarious. So the pressure cooker is starting to explode. What's something in the past? The 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is not moving into that progressive future. If one of my mods can drop Avid's link, I am confident that everyone that's in here is subscribed to her. But if you could drop her link, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. Avid is Fiona. I can call her Fiona. Fiona and I have become much closer friends in recent history. We're trauma bonded like Jane and I. But she loves cats, so anybody that loves cats is okay in my book. I'm just saying. So this is going to be a departure. The people of the United Kingdom, I'm going to say this, the people of the United Kingdom are going to resist this progressive push toward, thank you very much, Amy Jones, this progressive push toward a more Americanized model. And I am an American over here. We are a nation of immigrants. Does that mean that every nation needs to be a nation of immigrants? Not necessarily so. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Also, just want to give you a little heads up. My sales are continuing. My summer sale pricing is continuing until midnight tonight because I took a few days off. I didn't want to just, take the link away before anybody was expecting it. So if you want to book readings, get on in there. If you want to tell your friends, go do it. So we, as an American, I understand that we can expect to have this melting pot. That was like the whole thing when we were kids in school. They would say, "Oh, we're a melting pot. We're a melting pot," and totally agree. But I don't know if that is the correct fit for all nations. I don't know if it's fair to expect all nations to open their doors and be a melting pot like the American model. And here's the thing. Here's the editorial here, guys. We can't be criticized as Americans for not having open arms. We cannot be criticized for that. But we do expect everyone to kind of obey the rules, and we will make concessions for different religions and cultures and languages and things like that. When I lived in Los Angeles, there was tons of signs in Spanish and English. Like there's a tremendous Spanish community there. They have to have the signs in both languages. But if we have to start putting both languages on everything, or more languages on everything, it's going to get a little gnarly here. The expectation is you come in and you bring your culture and you bring your flavor, but you obey the rules. You can't just come in and say, well, I'm not an American, so I don't have to follow your rules. And Gandalf is about to roll right off this counter. Let me just give her a little adjust here. I'm just going to move you in a little bit, sweetheart. There you go, sweetheart. My computer is going to go flying in like 5 minutes. I know it. I'm going to have to reorder my entire desk so that we can have kitty cats on display. There you go. Kitty cats on display. So good girl. So the United Kingdom does not have to be a nation of immigrants. It can have immigration, but it doesn't have to be a nation of immigrants. It doesn't have to be the melting pot that the United States is. We've got that. We got the space. We're able to do that. And Nelly and Outer Limits, absolutely, like the laws and values have to be adhered to. It really has to. Amy Jones, fun fact, the German language was almost our native language here. It was very, very close. I think there was 1 or 2 votes that needed to be done, and Trevor decided that he needs to give his sister a bath. So snuggle up, you two. Quit hogging up the show, Trevor. I'm so glad I named this cat Trevor. He's so funny. So what is up top? What is our up top thing? The 7 of Wands. The balance is sliding to one side. It is sliding to one side. The balance is off. In the future. Chariot. But what direction are we going in the United Kingdom? 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. I do think it's going to get a little bit uglier before it gets a little bit more peaceful. I think that we are going to see some interesting things coming out of the United Kingdom. I think people are going to really push back on this. I think they are the population of the United Kingdom is going to get very, very fed up with what's going on. So God bless that little lassie of Dundee, Braveheart of Dundee. I think she unknowingly lit a fuse that is going to take hold. I think her little face and fear that was going on there, and Jesus and Enrique Rosas did an amazing review of how she was feeling. And I think that is great. I think that's great. I have a ginger ale in my future too, guys. By the way, little update. So 3 weeks ago, I started taking Wegovy because I am very chubby, chubbier than I would like to be. And I've already lost about 10 pounds. And I feel good. I'm eating protein rich. I am, hi, Elizabeth Higgins. Good to see you, my friend. I feel good. I feel great. And I am losing weight. And I did a bunch of yard work yesterday. So I think the 1 year of therapy has really, really corrected a lot of damage. And I am getting back into fighting shape. So let's talk a little bit about Greta. Outer Limits, I just saw your question. I will get to it. I promise you. Nicola just poured a glass of wine. God bless you. God bless you. I had the most delicious vodka cocktail over at our friend Corey's the other night. Our good friend Candor was talking about it. Our friend Corey's garage. It's like a man cave in his garage, and it's super fancy. And we had this amazing cocktail. Had Saint Germain in it. It was a really delicious cocktail. And I was hungover the next day from it. So I think it's the shot that I'm taking. So Greta, how is Greta going to turn out in this whole thing? And those of you that are just coming in, I've got Trevor Cat MC, stands for Mouse Catcher, and Gandalf the Girl over here. And they're having like a little fight. They're on my desk. I am going to make them a better spot. They're so cute. They're giving each other a bath right now. So sweet. So how is Greta going to make out? She's got a fleet. Queen of Castles, which is Queen of Pentacles. She is building I've got 2 co-pilots, Elizabeth. I've got 2 of them here. She is building a movement. She is bringing the noise. What crosses her here? Greta Thunberg. We've got the Hermit. She knows more than she's letting on. What's under the surface? Page of Wands. I think this is a little rash. I think there's a lot of cheering on here, but not a lot of look back. We got the Seven of Castles, which is the Seven of Pentacles over here. Not a lot of look back, not a lot of attention paid to mistakes that she has made in the past. We lost one of my co-hosts. Gandalf is off. She is leaving. I don't think she's being coaxed by her parents anymore. I think this is all her. Up top, Three of Wands, but it's in reverse. I think that some of the people are going to be bailing from this episode. And then Justice in reverse. Does that mean that the IDF is going to take her into custody? The Fool. Three of Cups. And the High Priestess. I think she's going to get the same treatment that she got the last time. I think they are going to take her into custody. I think they are going to treat her quite well. And I don't think she's going to have much to say about it in terms of like throwing her phone overboard. I think they're going to be prevented again. I think they're going to move in and take the lead ship, the flagship, if you will. And then hopefully the rest of them are just going to fall in line and go, okay, this was a dumb idea. So Greta Thunberg, dumb idea once again. Let her loose in Gaza. Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Trevor. Thank you for putting your butt in my face. Everybody's loving this little snuggly bed. So I have some kitten observations too, some interesting kitten observations with the new litter. They have the same donut bed that this litter had, and they're just not snuggling in it the same way. It's very strange. I have it inside a box, and the kittens are like tucking themselves into the corner of the box and like hanging over the edge of the donut bed. Kind of weird. These guys like circled around the middle and like kind of like snuggled into the cracks. I don't know if it was because it was cooler or what. So outer limits, your question, if allowed. Of course it's allowed. Anything for you, my friend. 4 candidates and 2 reserves have passed in the AfD party in Germany, including one by own hand. Oh, have passed. Like passed. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get, kids. Is there anything going on with that? So I'm gonna turn this camera just a little bit more this way so you guys can get me just a little bit more. I feel like there we go. Okay, still sideways, but I'm gonna have to reorganize this entire desk so that I can accommodate these lovely kittens sleeping on my desk. So Trevor Cat is still here, guys. I don't know if you can see him. He's still here. So, oh, Gandalf is sleeping on the chair that she fell off of. All right, well, so be it. You're a good boy. What a good kitty cat. So, outer limits. It looks like the reduction of anxiety from the powers that be. They had to do something a little bit negative here. So the interesting thing about the 3 of Swords, when we look at that, the 3 of Swords is pain, anguish, difficulty. When it's in reverse, when this is in reverse, what we're looking at is relief from that, solving the problem, the antidote to the problem. So let's put those up there. So what was the problem? The powers that be. I'm going to tell you the covering up of the world socialist agenda. I'm going to say that, the world socialist agenda, because everyone would like to see everybody have a bit more fairness. And again, it's not equity, it's equality that we're looking for. Give everybody all the things that they need. Bread and circuses. We have the interwebs here. They have a multitude of bugs that we can eat, things like that. They are eliminating individuals that can illuminate those kinds of things. The similar, whoops, hang on, Merc. I got you. Hang on. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for doing it all in caps. Appreciate your help on that, Kathy. Merc's been here a long time. Long time. So they are eliminating individuals that can say we should not follow this agenda because of others that are headed in that direction. So when there was a particular party that came up in the 30s in Germany, we all have gone to school, and no secrets. Like, you guys know my father's Jewish. I have a very particular bias about the treatment of Jewish people throughout the ages. But during the 30s, there was a certain party that rose up. We're not allowed to say their name on Tube of the U. But my aunt and uncle had the occasion. They had a client at their business who was a woman in, she was there during the rise and the fall of that particular party. And my uncle is a World War II buff. So he had asked her, like, what was it that made that possible? Like, he wanted, a citizen reporting on it. And she was in earnest, and she told him that it was very difficult after the First World War, and that there was no work, and that there was no, and I'm not sympathizing with anyone. I want you guys, to be clear. This is an everyday person, how they were swept up into this. The thing that I remember them saying, that she said, when he came into power, there was work. It wasn't that they were given things, they were given opportunity. And the opportunity to thrive to a certain level was what they were desperate for. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And so those measures for this particular woman was the opportunity to work, the opportunity to thrive, the opportunity to get things corrected. And it is now this party, these individuals that have gone on to another plane, they are the ones that remember the way of how that did not work. And they remember the shady things that happened behind the scenes, and they remember the lies that were told, and they would have been a stopper in that. So yes, the AAFD is considered far-right populist movement, which may have arisen because of Merkel's open door policy. Agree. These are people that are reminders of the past, and they were the keepers of the past. Not the only keepers of the past, but they were keepers of the past that would have said, we can't do this because it's a little too much like that, like the thing that went bad. So I do think it is a message to others. I feel this is a very dangerous reading. I just want you guys to know that it's a little bit of a dangerous reading. So let's skip on to another topic, but absolutely a good one, Merc. Or Outer Limits, a good one. Absolutely a good one. Oh my goodness, Mercury and Leo. This stinks. Another friend of mine, one of my friends that's a YouTuber, had the same thing happen, and was no outer limits. It's trust me, it's okay. I don't mind being awkward. I don't mind being awkward. I just think that there's a lot more going on there. Right, right, Trevor Cat. Yeah, I got you, Murky. I got you, Murk. I got you, Murky. Friday, you got a notice in the mail. You have to be out. All right. So rest assured, it seems bleak right now. It is not. Okay. So practical practice. All right. So you have 6 months to get out. That's not bad. Um, Practical practice. Call in all your favors right now. If you have friends that are in real estate, they get a small fee from the landlord, not from you. They also have a limited selection of rental properties and listings that they can turn you on to. Jump on those right now. You are going to have your job right now is to be looking at places. What are the things you have to be careful of? The Hermit. Don't worry about what you've done in the past. Don't worry about possibly having shady neighbors. Like, you just got to get yourself in a place right now. Things that are in your favor. 5 of Wands, and you've got the 6-month period. So, or I'm sorry, 5 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So those two things. I'm not following you, Mercury. Tom told me about real estate now. Oh, okay, good, good. He told you the same thing. All right, excellent. So, in 6 months, you want to know if you're still going to be there. I thought the presumption was that you're not in the same state. Okay, all right. All right. All right. So things are in your favor. You're going to be moving on. So let's do this, kid. I think you are going to go back to another state. Merc, slow down because you're asking me a lot of questions. Slow down just for a second. This is, are you going to be in the same state? I think you're going to go back to an old state, but I don't think that you're going to like it. Or I shouldn't say an old state. You're going to go back to another place that you used to live in. Ultimately, you're not going to like it, but it is going to be a safe place for you. So I don't know if that means moving back in with a family member or something like that. Here, I know you are considering pairing up with someone. Okay. So, like I said, this may be just a place that you go for a little bit of time. Okay. Ultimately, I think you depart and you go about your own business. So, a lot of cat hair down here. A lot of cat hair. A lot of sleeping cats. Sleeping cats. Switch it over. Switch it over. Hi, Aries Rainbow Child.
I gotta go to Joe's. I gotta pee.
Oh, please hold, guys. All right, kids. All right. So now, will you and Tom be together? Let's see what's going on. Sorry about that. Gregopedia is leaving. All right. So hang on for a little bit because I do think that you guys will stand the test of time. But I think that there's going to be a little distance between you guys, not actual distance, but physical distance. So try not to sweat that. It'll all get sussed out in the end. It'll all get sussed out in the end. So what is your yellow brick road? I'll give you a yellow brick road. All right, so your path. King of Wands. You don't have a lot of control over this, okay? Pressure. 10 of Swords. You don't want it to end. You want to stay in the same spot. Hidden Hand. Knight of Cups. You're missing the opportunity of love. Public face. You're going to see change. You're going to see change. Private goal. You want to have more autonomy over your life. And the likely pivot is the Three of Pentacles. You need to tap into your circles of influence. You need to tap into the people that have some interest in your world and some play in your life. You need to do that. They will help you. So if you have friends where you are now and you want to stay in the same place, start asking now. Start tapping into them. Okay. So that I think is going to be key. Like I said, reach out to some real estate agents now. Tell them you need a place in the next 6 months. They may even have a listing that'll be a vacancy in 6 months. So start doing that. You'll be able to preserve where you are. As far as your friend, Tom, I do think that you're going to be putting a lot of energy into the change of housing. Make sure that you advise that it's not a departure from the friendship, but it's just a departure because your energies are going to be diverted. So are you going to be staying at your job? Are you going to be staying at your job? 1, 4 of Cups. 2, 8 of Cups. I think you may be moving on from that job. 7 of Pentacles. And I want you not to get freaked out about that because sometimes there's wholesale change in our life where we get pulled up out of an area, have to plunk down into another area, and we have to make some changes. I don't think it's the worst thing ever if you have to move. You may be able to get a transfer or something like that. So see what you can do about that. I think there's a lot of what ifs right now. It's really, I want you to understand, Merc, that everything that's going on, I bumped the desk. That wasn't paranormal, guys, just so you know. But I want you to make sure that you are doing everything you can. Do not float on top of the waves here. You've got to do this for yourself. You have got to swim. Okay. So make sure you work smarter, not harder, and utilize all the things that are at your disposal. Okay. So that being said, excellent. Go do that now. You are officially empowered. So, all right, let's get some more questions going here, guys. Aries, I am so sorry to hear that your kitty cat is not doing well. We had a similar issue. We had our cat Grim that passed away in 2021 had kidney damage, and he was diabetic. and his kidneys were causing some issues. And Bruno, our dog, had kidney damage from when he had Lyme's disease as a puppy, and it caused notable issues. So I want to send out some love. Send out some love to Aries, guys. Throw some hearts and some kitty cats for you. Nicola. There we go. Thank you, guys. If you have questions, put them in all caps. Mercury and Leo, you're going to be good. It's not going to take 6 months. So, Outer Limits, thanks for throwing your support in there too. Appreciate that. We have a great community here. Hi, Margie. How you doing? Margie, I have co-hosts today. I've got both of my kittens here. They're hanging out. Thanks. We're dropping some love and some kittens for Aries Rainbow Child. She's got some medical issues going on. So, Nicola, agreed to your house sale today. Are you doing the right thing? Emperor in reverse. Star in reverse. What's under the surface? Page of Cups. Knight of Wands. I understand now. So you do feel that, the thing is when we are moving on from one place to another, it drums up a lot of, I got your Rex text. It drums up a lot of emotions. It makes us wonder if we are being taken advantage of, if someone is stealing our happiness, all of those things. And what I find is if we kiss the house goodbye and we let the house know. So I had this one client, and without giving the whole information, she was trying to sell her house, and her house just wasn't getting the right people looking at it. And when the right people did look at it, they passed on it. They were like, yeah, we're going to buy something else. And I did a reading for her, and she had done a lot of work restoring this house to its former glory. It had been a little roughed up by some of the families that had owned it prior to her, or the family that had owned it prior to her. And I told her, I said, the house loves you. The house really, really loves you and doesn't want to let you go. And I said, assure your house that you're going to find the right owners that are going to take care of her, and that she can move on with another family, and there'll be more energy and more excitement in there. And so she did that. And there was one particular thing. I said, there used to be a tomato garden in the back left corner of the backyard. And she was like, what? And I said, yeah. And she goes, there was some kind of bed there. And I go, plant some tomatoes. Like, let her know the legacy continues. And sure enough, like the next couple that looked at the house was a family, and they were very happy, and they wanted to raise their children there. And they were the buyers, and she moved on. So I think your indecision about this, because what I'm reading here with the Emperor and the Star is like, you don't know if this is the right decision. It is. And you feel ungrounded, unfettered here. But over here, it's going to put some money in your pocket. And underneath it all, the excitement of moving, the excitement of changing course. One of the things, as a dog trainer, I would tell people, if you ever have like a behavior in your dog that you really want to address, move your furniture, rearrange your furniture. Dogs are creatures of habits. And so when we rearrange the furniture, it's a great opportunity, because they're second guessing like where the couch is. I know, believe it or not, like that's a real thing. So when we are moving, it kind of throws everything into flux. We can create new habits. We can create total indecisive. I've made money on the house. Yeah. So if you've got a pocket full of kryptonite there, pocket full of money, and you don't know how to best invest that in your future or invest that in your life, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. What are some of the good things that are going to come out of this move? So the responsibilities of that particular house are going to go away. And you can transfigure that, transmutate, and you can turn that into something even better. So what are the positives? Ace of Swords and the Hierophant. You can choose with this new house to not be a slave to the upkeep, maybe a smaller yard. That's one of the things I have been talking to Greg about. The backyard here, our garden is colossal and we have let it overgrow, and I am not happy about it. And we have to bring in a professional resource for some of the work. So, as we get older, are we going to be able to manage that? I don't know. We managed quite a bit yesterday on a day when we should have been hanging out and drinking beers and whatnot. But as we get older, you are downsizing. I think downsizing is a good idea for you, Nicola. This is why. Because over here, you can outsource some of this stuff. So here in the United States, and I don't think you're in the United States. Here in the United States, when you go over to a condominium model, one of the things that you don't have to worry about is re-roofing. A new roof for our house is probably going to be close to $50,000. I'm not kidding. It was done right before we moved in. You need a roof every 20, 30 years, depending on how well it was done. So I am dreading having to redo this roof, dreading it. And there are all sorts of cheaper ways that you can go, but your roof really is the protection from all your elements. So when you move into a condo, they do the gardening outside of the house. They maintain all of that. They maintain the roof. If they upgrade the windows, they will wind up doing that for some of the units because they want everything to look the same. So Nicholas from Northern Ireland. Okay, thank you. So some of those responsibilities, you are no longer the Hierophant. You are no longer the person that is in charge of that. You are the person who's kind of passing that on to somebody else. A condo. All right. So we've got a couple of different things. Condos are like apartments that you own. You actually own the apartment. You're in charge of everything on the inside. And the condo association takes care of the outer walls and the roof and the paving and all of that stuff. They maintain all of that. So townhouses are the same. They're all units that go together. And it's the same thing, but you have kind of like a slice of that. So good morning, Dave Murphy. You have like your unit would be like an up and a down as opposed to like an apartment setting. So you would have the up and down. You wouldn't have anybody tromping around up above you or anybody below you. So you own like that slice of it. So but the whole unit is owned by the condo townhouse association. You pay some fees for that. They could be anywhere between like $100 a month, and I my old condo, the association fees were like $600 a month. I did not pay them. I was a renter there. So Samantha Markle. So what's a Winnebago? That's a caravan. So yeah, so a lot of people will move over to a condo or a townhouse because they're no longer responsible for the outside of the building. It makes things a lot easier for them as they get older. There's snow removal, there's all kinds of fun stuff that happens. So and some of those condo associations pay into like a pool. Sometimes there's a community pool or a community clubhouse that you can rent out if you want to have parties and things like that. So I can't even tell you how cute Trevor Cat is sleeping here right now. My heart, this little kitty. I wonder if I can get him. Oh, there he is. Sleeping right next to me. Cute little Trevor Cat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to make you guys seasick. There we go. Trevor Cat. Nicola, you are very, very welcome. You're very welcome. So yes, he took the bed, and Gandalf is over here on just the chair. So I guess this is how we're gonna roll. One cat's gonna be in the bed on the desk, and one's gonna be. I'm gonna have to get a cat tree for the next office, for the next space that I have. I'll get a cat tree, and they'll sleep in that. But they're both sleeping beautifully, little sweeties. Oh, what is Ryan Clark's? Christine, good question. I needed one. Oh, wait. I got to do Rex text first. Trevor's making noise, guys. Christine, I'll get you next. Tell me a little bit more about Ryland Clark. I don't know who Ryland Clark is. I am resisting outer limits. I know they're so cute. So cute. All right. So what is your grandma trying to tell you, Rex Tex? Rex Tex. There we go. Nellie New. Thank you very much. What is grandma telling you? Grandma is telling you, do not cut and run. Do not cave. Eight of Pentacles. We stand our ground. And you are blessed with the strength to lead and do so. And you have individuals behind you. That is what she is telling you. She's telling you not to back off. Do not back off. Whatever it is that's vexing you, she is telling you not to back off. And to step into your power. Absolutely feel that explosive power. She will help you. She will guide you. All right. So Ryland Clark's future, now that he's spoken out. He? Is it he? I don't know who Ryland Clark is, but I'm going to start with how ITV feels about Ryland first. Okay. You're very welcome, Rex Tech. Huh. Seven of Wands, the Devil, and the Lovers. Are they going to fire him? Two of Cups. Is it permanent, though? Is it permanent? Eight of Swords. I think Ryland is going to be dismissed. Unfortunately. If it's not dismissed, it's going to be given a little bit of time off, which is unfortunate. What will be the fallout from that? Oh, Knight of Swords. There's going to be a lot said. Ryland will have a lot to say about it. I think this is the negotiating point, because I do think if they dismiss Ryland, what's going to wind up happening is he or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, will turn around and say everything that they've been meaning to say, that they have wanted to say. They won't sign the non-disclosure agreement. They won't do it. Yeah. So, how will Ryland fare? Seven of Pentacles, Tower, Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So finances are gonna get hit pretty badly. I do believe that there are some purchases that had been made that may require payment, and I think that that may pose an interesting dilemma for Ryland personally. But doubling down on their beliefs, I think, is critical for this individual to live their most authentic life. I'm sorry, Meghan Markle ruined that word, but their most authentic life. So, I think it's going to get interesting. Do they sue Rylan for speaking out against them? Possibly. Very, very possibly. That may be where we see this loss of fundage, if you will. So, what did they sue for? Let's see. Blue Spirit, you can do it in all caps, please. Appreciate that. ITV will say breach of contract by the statements that were made. I think they will say that, and I think that they are going to go on the offensive right away. Will there be any support for Rylan? Oh, yeah. 9 of Wands. Yes, there's going to be a lot of support for Ryland from other people. Let's just put it that way. That Empress there is absolutely. Oh, no, Blue Spirit, I want you to do it in caps. I want you to do all caps for me. Yeah, you once got a card showing a pile of wood. It was a tarot card or like a greeting card? What? Give me a little bit more. The greeting card showing a pile of wood. If that's the case, I got something really funny in the mail too once, and oh, okay. Samantha, wield your wrench. I had a feeling Blue Spirit was going to be a weirdo. Yeah, 5 of Wands, right? Mods, thank you for taking care of that. Thank you very much. Blue Spirit can be dismissed. Blue Spirit. So, zero tolerance kind of program here. So, right, Trevor? Are you sleepy? Trevor's having a good snooze. Thanks for the view, indeed. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing more and more of those. Oddly enough, that individual knew to put their first question in all caps. If you're watching, you're a fan. Dave Murphy, Trevor Cat, MC, right here. Right here, hanging out, covering his nosy. Both of these kittens headbutt me. So thank you, Samantha. And my axe. Whoop. Trevor almost tumbled out. You'd want to go there, dude. I got to rearrange the stacks. So I think I'm gonna call it quits for this. That was all of our questions, right? Yeah, that was all of our questions. I've been on for an hour. So let's call it a day, guys. Let's call it a day. Are you awake, Mr. Man? Are you awake? This is like my dream, is to like have the cats on here as well, guys. Like this is my dream. So, full movies, we just wrapped up. So, I will be live again on Thursday. And Greg and I actually owe you guys a Ask Me Anything. So, we owe you an Ask Me Anything. Congratulations to Kathy and Amy, new mods. You guys are fantastic. Kill that one, guys. Can you? Take full movies out. Thank you very much. You can block that sucker. Absolutely ridiculous. So, ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. Perfect. Nice little environment here, guys. We don't need anybody causing a ruckus here. I already got Trevor Cat sleeping on my desk. They're just jealous that I named my cat Trevor Cat. They can't help it. They can't help it. You know, it's a shame. I think we're going to be seeing more and more of that. That's why I added a couple more mods today. So before I know it, everyone I know is going to be a mod. So don't forget, there was a pinned comment in this live where you can get your own magical reading and support cats like these because all of my money goes toward these cats. I've got one kid in college, one kid in band. Whoop. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum bum. So now we've got two cats here, guys. Let them have fun with that. Oh, she's right on top of him. Who doesn't love that? Oh my goodness. So I love these two cats. I love all my cats. All right, guys. I will be back tomorrow. I have no idea what my schedule is going to be like this week, but I will be back for lives on Thursday, same bat station, same bat time. And for now, I am going to soak my feet because my feet are killing me from yesterday. So thank you everybody for jumping on in here. Y'all are the best, and I will see you in the future.